Hello everyone, it's Maria here from pepperlyrose.blogspot.com.au. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to thank those that have recently subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate your support. Those who have been watching and commenting on my videos, I can't thank you all enough for your love and support and your encouragement. It really makes my day when I see these beautiful comments and likes. I really do appreciate it. Today I'm just going to do a card that's a little bit different. I'm going to do like a surprise slider pop-out card, and I'm going to be using the Bella and Friends stamp set. I'll be using this image over here, but I'm going to kind of not use that bird. I'm just going to use this image over here. And along with that, I'll be using the Umbrella Weather Framelits. These are in our annual catalogue. And I'll be using these two clouds. And I'll also be using the Layering Circles Framelits dies. These are going to form the basis of our rainbow. So I'm going to die cut a rainbow with you and show you how to do it step by step. And although this is a very basic die set, you can do so much with it. So this is a great opportunity to show you what you can do with this die set. Now, just as a warning, it is a very involved card, but easy to make nonetheless. It just takes a little bit of time. So I'm just warning you from now, grab a cuppa, sit down, relax, and we'll just get going with this project. So what you will need, and you know, again, you can change these colors up yourself. There's no issues at all. I'm using today a Soft Sky card base. So it's half an A4 sheet, cut in half again, and I'm just going to burnish the score line that I've already done just to save a little bit of time. I'm just going to get my bone folder and do that. You'll need also a piece of Layering Soft Sky to go on top of that, and it's just slightly shorter than the rest of that card base. You'll also need a strip of 1-inch cardstock. Basically, it needs to be a little bit, I'm not going to say a particular length because I am going to trim it down, but it needs to be 1 inch across. And in the end, it's going to be your pull tab. So we'll work out exactly how long it will be, but according to an A6 card once we get started with this. This is just a little template we're going to use today. So we'll start off with that. I've just worked out, I did a little bit of fiddling around with this design with some copy paper. So I'm just going to use my template here, and we're going to cut like a little track because this is going to be our pull tab. So I'll just grab my classic label punch, and we are going to cut along here. So this is our template. So we'll just pop our punch through there. And we can move this down a little. Okay, and we'll just punch that out. Okay, we'll move that along. And then we'll punch that there. So there we have our pull tab right there. And we'll do some die cutting because that's the, first before we do some die cutting, we're going to stamp out our little image here of this little guy here. So I'll get some scrap, what is it, Whisper White cardstock. I'm just stretching over here to grab a piece, so sorry if I move the tripod there a little bit. And we're going to fussy cut this little guy as well, so I'll just grab my Memento Tuxedo black ink. And we'll let him dry because we're going to do a little bit of colouring with some, whatchamacallits, with some markers and the blender pen. So I'm just using Memento ink there. And I'm just going to cut, I'm going to stamp this dude here. Hold that down. And that's stamped really beautifully, so I'll leave him on to one side, and I'm just going to clean my stamp because I like doing that to prevent the staining. Not that the Memento stains, but I just like to clean it because I know I'll get it everywhere on myself, no doubt. Whoops. Okay. And we'll bring now our big shot up. Now with these clouds, I'm using the both sizes, okay, and that's from the Umbrella Weather die set, Framelit dies. So they've got two clouds, they've got a larger one and a smaller one. So we're going to use both sizes, okay, they come from in here. You need 10, so you need 5 of each. So what I've done is I've already cut 8, so I'm just going to cut the final 2 with you. And I'll grab my 2 pieces of cardstock that I've got here. And these are just scraps. I'm using up as much of my scraps as possible. And so I'm going to cut my last 2 clouds. And then we're going to cut the rainbow together. So there's just a fair bit of work, but it's well worth it because this is going to turn out really cute. I've done a little practice run with it yesterday, and I just use copy paper so I can just get the idea of the measurements and things as much as possible. But at the end of the day, there is really no measurements. I'm just playing, you know, I'm just eyeballing everything. So the only thing I managed to do is to just work out the sizes of framelits more than anything. So with the soft sky piece, we are going to cut out a scalloped circle, and I'm just going to use the largest one I have. Well, that's this one over here, and I'm just going to cut out my largest scalloped circle. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. Cut that out towards the side there so I can get maximum out of my cardstock. And this will all make sense once we start putting it together. Okay. So I've just cut this large soft sky circle. Then I'm going to we're going to use all of these dies here because there's a good space in between each of them. So normally you can get, this one is the second largest one and it goes there, but I want a bit of a gap between them so I can make a rainbow. So I'm going to get these 2 here. So it's the largest and then the third largest, if that makes sense. So that one is going to be in, I'm going to use thick Melon Mamba. I'll see if it fits. If not, I'll use another colour. No, not big enough. I'll start off with the Tempting Turquoise, actually. I'll just use that one. And then I'll put this one on top there. So I'll make sure there's like an even border right around it from the inside. So I'll show you in a minute. Okay, that looks good. So it looks like that, okay. Make sure it goes up there so you can see it. All right, so make sure it looks quite even all around as much as possible. Just move it because my magnets are somewhat working against me. And okay. All right, I'll pop this through. And there's your rainbow. Isn't that cool? All right. Now, although that doesn't look 100% perfect, we are going to put some clouds underneath it, so don't worry. Okay, that's why we cut out 10 clouds. So, our rainbow is now complete, and that's our cover piece. So we'll grab our image that we stamped earlier, and we're going to colour this baby in. So I'll just grab my markers, and we're just going to use straight marker onto that. So I'll make the balloon real red. So I'll just grab my tin of, so we have real red, and I think I'll make that collar a Daffodil Delight. Yep. And I'll use a little bit of Smoky Slate just to colour the dog in a little bit with some grey. Okay, so, oh, and with that I will use my blender pen. Okay. Okay, we'll just do some colouring now. And I'll just do straight colouring for this one. So very quickly. I want the colours to be bright and happy. So I'm just colouring in the balloon straight red. Just like that. Okay, I'll get the collar, Daffodil Delight. Just do the collar there. And I'm just using Whisper White on this, and with the Smoky Slate, I'm just still going to do a little bit of grey, just here and there, just very lightly, and I'm just going to spread that a little bit with the, and I'll make his nose area there grey and a little bit above his eye grey. Paws, make them grey, just his feet there and his tail, and I'm just going to spread them out a little bit with my blender pen and make it just blend it out a little bit. Okay. How thick this blender pen's dry, so I'm going to use my other blender pen. So I've got to throw that one out. Okay, I think I'll use the other side. Yep. Okay, that'll do. Just spread that out a little bit just to blend it in. Just spreading it out a little bit, but not much. Okay. And I'm just doing a quick colour over with the blender pen. Just blending that in. So it's like a light grey dog with just bits of grey. Okay. It's looking good, actually. I quite like that. And I'll just scribble on some paper there. Okay. So that's done. So now I'll show you a close-up. You can see that. And I might blend out actually, oh, wrong blender pen. Just blend out the balloon a little bit. Make it look a little bit less streaky. Okay. And so there you go. All right, my battery light's flashing for some reason, so bear with me and I'll be back in a second. With the card. So what will happen is that this little doggy is going to be on a pull tab, okay? So we're going to grab that 1 inch piece that we were talking about before, and it's going to end up behind here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of a, okay, so from the back I'm going to have the tab go all the way down to there, okay? So what I'll do is I'll get a little piece of Stampin' Dimensional. I've got some end pieces around here, so I use up everything. So I have it all there, and I've got a little end piece here. So I'm just going to cut off about that much. Okay, and I'm going to put it on the back of my dog. Now, just got to make sure just have a quick look how I'm going to do this. So he'll be right in the middle, about here, right in the middle. Okay. Take off the backing piece. So when you go from the back, the dog will be sitting around there as your bottom, oops, as the bottom part right there. So on the back, that's it there, okay? Then we're going to add the 1 inch piece just there. So when you put him down, he'll be going up and down like this. See that? Isn't that cute? I love this thing. It's so cute. Now, to ensure that this stays on track, because it can move around, we're going to need to put some end of dimensionals right along the side, okay? So I will grab, see if I've got any old ones. Nope. Okay, I've used up everything, I think. Okay, so we're just going to grab the edges. Okay, I've got a couple of edges here that we're going to use. Okay, it's all over the shop. So we'll just grab the edges. Make sure it's like that there, and that will keep the that on track. So I'll just put it right along the side. We'll grab the other end. And then we will even it all up so it's all the way to the top, so on either side of that track. Okay. So doesn't matter if there's a little bit of a gap. Tear off that yucky bit anyway. Make sure it's sort of straight. And we'll just even it out there. Okay. Make sure it's more even than what I just did now. Right against it, okay? So now, when the pull tab goes up, see, it doesn't fall and it doesn't go on either side, so it works out really, really well. So, yeah, we'll straighten that up. This one's not very straight. Okay, so that actually looks pretty good. And the beautiful thing about having that classic label punch is because of this little arrows, it stops it from moving anymore. But I will give it a tiny little trim just down the bottom here. Just a little teeny tiny trim. Because it's going to Doesn't have to be precise. Okay, perfect. All right. Now with this, I'm going to use the classic label punch. And I'm going to feed it. Right, yeah, we can make that go all the way to the top there. So we'll even it up there. And it'll make an interesting pull tab. See that now? And if we need to do it again, no problem, we'll just do it again. We'll just, as I said, I'm just playing this by ear. So we want this to fit into an envelope, so we'll do that again. We'll just snip off that bit, and we'll do it again. So we'll make that go all the way to the top. And we'll make this go in. And I think this time it will look good, okay? So making like a pull tab. So we're just using the scallop topper punch, if I didn't say that before. Okay. Okay. That did not turn out great, but just trying to think, just even it out a little. Going to do it again. Sorry, not happy. Wasn't right in the middle. Now we can't see it at all. Oh, this is no good. What I'll do is I'll cut an inch and I'll make it a different colour. So let's make it, I don't know, we'll make it orange. We'll make it orange actually, so people will know to pull it up. Okay, so I'm going to cut off 1 inch. And I'll just get my trimmer. If that happens, guys, this is what you can do to fix it. So we'll go to the 1 inch mark and we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to cut off 1 inch. Then we're going to stick this through the topper punch and we're going to make it look really pretty by making sure it's in the middle. So you put it through and you put it, angle it as you would like. Okay, and that looks like that. Now actually that looks quite good. And I think it'll be nice to have a difference. So then what I'll do is I will, because it's from the back, no one will be able to tell. So I'll cut off, say about 2 inches roughly. So I'll make sure, so it just peeks through the top. So it looks like on this side, it just looks like that. And then when you pull it up, it doesn't matter if you see the other, you know, that's okay because it's like a little topper. Okay, so we'll cut that off so it looks nice. Yep, and it still covers this bit. So now I'll make sure that that peeks just through a little bit, and we'll cut off about, say, about 2 inches, I think it is. Let me measure that quickly. I don't have my ruler here. I'm in a different room. So we'll say about 2 inches, okay? So, yeah, roughly 2 inches. Okay, give or take. So I'll just cut off, say, make sure I get it right. Cut off about that much. Even that up. Okay, beautiful. And it just peeks through the top. So that looks really good actually. I like it like that. Yep, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue towards this track here. So I'll bring that up. Oh, geez. Just even that out so it looks a little bit more, yeah, that's better. Now just put this on the back. Okay, so now the little pull tab looks like that, see? Cute. So I'll just pop this now over here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, now on this side we're just going to put dimensionals on either side. Okay. So it doesn't come apart. So we'll put dimensionals on the rest of it. This uses quite a bit of dimensionals, just letting you know. Just make sure it's nice and stable, you know. And one more there. And then we can stick this down, okay? Take off all the dimensionals, backings. And then you'll see I'm going to now then assemble this once this is stuck down. Now you can refine the track as you see fit, and then that way, yeah, you won't have the issues that I'm having. Learn from my mistakes. So we'll put this panel on. So now this easily goes up and down. Okay. All right. Now we'll start putting this all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like hide the doggy. Okay. So we'll hide it as much as we can, and then when it goes up, it's like that. It just pops out from the clouds. Isn't that cute? And this will also go up on dimensionals. Okay. So we're going to put dimensionals on either side of that. So the best thing you can do then is to use the edges of dimensionals. So we'll just use this one here. Do that one. And like that. So it'll go right on the edges. And luckily this is easy to tell, there's right on the edges there. And then here. Because we want to leave that middle part free for the dog and the balloon to be able to go up and down freely. So I'll take those off. And we'll just hide the balloon so it really does look like a surprise. So it looks like that. See? Isn't that cute? And then we'll add our clouds. So I made 10 clouds. I cut out 10 clouds before. So we will stick those all over. It's a big, big mess here. Really, really big mess. Sorry. Way too long. Okay, now just grab the clouds there and here. So I'll just grab my glue. And to make it go faster, actually, we will use some fast fuse. So let's use some fast fuse. So that's that one there. Stick it down here. Stick that down there. Okay, and then we'll just start sticking some clouds to kind of disguise these scallops here a little bit. And okay, so like that and like that. Like that. Just start sticking them on wherever you like it to look. Stick some cloud there and here. Oops. So like that. Just random. Oh, I think there was enough fast fuse there and there. Okay, and let's stick some more clouds here in the middle. So I'll put one here, and that one here, and I'll put one in the middle there. And that looks super cute. So let's have a quick, oops, pick that up, stick that there. And we'll put this cloud like at an angle a little, they're not always straight. Okay, and I'll put that one here. And now, let's look at the surprise. Okay, ready? Ta-da! Isn't that cute? And we'll go down again. Now sometimes it can get out of place a little bit. Oh no, what happened here? Let's have a look at the back. Okay, I think it got a little stuck, so just, okay, let's do it again. Okay, ready? Ta-da! Isn't that cute? And do it again. I'm losing daylight. This has gone on for a bit too long, but that's my cloud, so there we go. So it's a surprise slider. Ta-da! So feel free to refine it, but that's just giving you an idea. I really love this, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I hope you learnt through my mistakes along the way, but it really is a cute interactive card, and it's just using a pull slider. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.